Well, hello there. It's the Gold Dragon himself, Lord Scorpion 13, and welcome to Raid Shadow Legends. This is my first Raid Shadow Legends video. I've been playing off and on for probably let's just say a couple of years, and I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. So maybe with this brand new account and some help from y'all, maybe we can make sure that I end up turning into a competent player at least.
One can only hope.
As you can see here, this is a brand new account. I mean, I still have my free rewards available. I'll go ahead and collect those now. And there we go. Take a look at those real quick. Notice that I have Rector Drath. I have Kale, because, well, if I'd have chosen anybody else, y'all would have called me a newbie and would have given me 3 kinds of, grief about it. So that's where we're at. And I got Sniper. At level 25, I will be getting Thane. I have a download link down in the description where you can, if you want to start a new account or this is your first account and you want to follow along with me, I'll have it down below. It'll give you Rector Drath from the start of the game, and at level 25 it'll give you Thane. Give me a second and we'll look through those real quick. Thane is in Knight's Revenant. Her first skill has a 35% chance, 35, 40, 50% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns on her first skill. Her second skill heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP, then places the perfect veil for 2 turns on allies with full HP. Places the 15% continuous heal buff for 1 turn instead on allies with less than 100% HP. Her third skill, Spirit Form, revives a single ally with 50% HP and fills their turn meter by 60%. Places a perfect veil buff on them for 3 turns. In 6 turns I can get that down to 4. Her passive, whenever an ally under veil or perfect veil buff gets a turn, heals them by 10% of their max HP. Also increases the resistance of all allies under veil or perfect veil buffs by 50. Very nice. And it'll only increase once if there's multiple Rectors on the team. And her aura is increases ally resistance in Doom Tower battles by 55. I don't think I'm going to be getting there anytime soon. Okay, now let's look at Thane, which you'll get at level 25 by using the code down below. Skinwalkers. There we go. There's Thane. Her first skill attacks the enemy 2 times. Each has a Each hit has a 35% chance of stealing 5% of the target's current turn meter. That'll be 35, that'll be 50% with some books. Her second skill, her pride and joy. Attacks one enemy has a 75% chance of placing 2 5% poison debuffs and a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. 75, that's 100% with the books every 3 turns. And her third skill, which is the one I really like, attacks one enemy 3 times. The first hit has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 3 turns. The second hit, placing a 25% weaken, and the third hit heals this champion by 4% of their max HP for every debuff on the target. This ends up getting up to 100% 4 turns with books. Also, after you start your account, you can go over here, use promo codes. Mine has already been collected, but the first one that I strongly suggest you put in is Monkey King. It gives you Sun Wukong and some potions and some brews and some silver. Nice to have. Let's check him out real quick. He's also under the Skinwalkers. Bloop. His first skill, attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. This chance increases to 50% if the target has any buffs. Ends up being 50% and some pretty decent damage. Skill 2, Staff of Wonder. Attacks one enemy. Will ignore 50% of this target's defense. Will attack all remaining enemies with any surplus damage if the target is killed. This attack will also ignore 50% of the target's defense, but the attack can't be critical. If the initial target survives, places a sheep debuff on them for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be blocked. And with books you can get it down to 3 turns. Third one. Now you see as level 1, attacks all enemies. Before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies. It then places a block buffs debuff on them for 2 turns. You can get this down to 3 turns. Very, very nice. You got a passive, revises champion with 100% HP and 100% turn meter 3 turns after they were killed. So it got its own built-in revive on him, and has increases ally speed in arena battles by 28%. You can get him by using the promo code Monkey King when you first start your account. Okay, now where do we go from here? Well, first of all, let me take care of all of my stuff. Now, when I first started my first account, this wasn't a thing, but it is now, and I'm grateful. You get 2 million at the start, and then you get 1 million silver for days 2, 3, 4. Day 5, you get another 2, gives you 7 million silver total. Very good to get started. And the mini pack, which gives you energy, silver, rank, and rarity charm for the forge, but it's going to be a little while before we get there. Now, one of the things I suggest especially from the beginning, is your energy. Your energy fill-ups. Hold on to them for a bit. If I use it right now, I'll get 21 energy. Once I level up and my max energy goes up, then it replenishes more. So I'll collect everything but that. You get achievements down here at the beginning. These are easy. Change your username, change your avatar, lock and unlock a champion, connect your account with a Plarium ID. If you download using the link below on PC, then make sure that you're signed out of Plarium before you do so that you can get your account started back. You can get the new account and get everything that you need for it. And I'll go ahead and claim those. Got a level. And notice that it went up 24. We're going. Daily quest, artifact, an accessory. It starts you out. Another level. You have to upgrade a piece of equipment to level 4 when you start. So, on the challenges, these and missions are where you're going to be wanting to focus on, and this is where you're working. This is when you sign in, this is what you're working on. I have yet, on any of my accounts, I've yet to get Arbiter, so wish me luck. I'm going to be pushing relatively hard to get Arbiter. Everybody speaks well of her, so I'll bring y'all with me. And as you can see here, progress missions are specially designed to help you progress quickly and efficiently. You'll need to claim rewards for all missions in the order they're given, but don't worry, the rewards get bigger and better as you progress. And you can see where I'm at. And we'll hold off on that for a minute. One of the things that is extremely helpful, especially in the early game, is, well, first of all, my daily logins. As you can see, it's my first day. And points program gives you a good start towards Morak Bronze Lock. I haven't gotten her yet on any of my accounts, so I'm looking forward to seeing how well she runs. So hold on a second. You'll notice with me early, I do not like red dots, so you'll see me go through and try to deal with those in order. But this right here, the Call of the Arbiter series, everyone has, if you watch the trailer, you get 50,000 silver. If you share the trailer on Facebook, X, or your favorite social media, you get the rewards. And all of them contain energy. So, if you'll give me a second, I'll go ahead and run through these real quick. Because first of all, the story is a good watch. The story all the way through. I love the way it goes into the lore, goes into the background of the starting champions, and all in all is the animation's well done, voice acting, everything else. Like I said, it's a good watch, so I suggest you watch it, and you get rewards for watching it and sharing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all of my sharing and do all of my videos, and once I'm done, I'll bring you back in and we'll see where we're at. Alright, so hold on a second. And we're back. As you can see, I went through all of this here. And notice that I got a lot of silver, got a lot of energy, got some crystals, or gems rather. Got some multi-battle attempts, which is really helpful. Trust me, it is. And like I said, I'm going to sit on that for a bit. It's only going to give me 27 now, but it'll give me more later. And I got 99 days to use it. So, that's where we're at. Here's some advice that is safe to give. Make sure that you at least are on long enough to get all of your playtime rewards. They'll be helpful. And focus on your daily and weekly quest. These, through regular progression, the weekly and the monthly, they'll normally fill out on their own. So, anyway, now let's go. Like I said, I got 4 champions. I can run pretty good, decent now. With the early gear, if you outgrow something, don't get into the trap. Don't fall into the trap of paying to remove it. Right now, we have free gear removal, but don't fall into the trap of keeping and holding on to junk gear, because if it wasn't for this, I'd have to pay to remove it. But I'm just going to go ahead and destroy it, because I'm not going to use the +4 1-star life helmet. Now, if it was a 3-star, yes, I have Rector Draft, so having her hit points up is a good thing. So, and between the two, Kale and Sun Wukong are going to be the two that I'm going to be focusing heavily on. They will help me in early progression exclusively. And as I continue, then they'll take their own paths. Well, let's look at something right now. It's in level 1 stats. Sun Wukong has a base attack of 605, and Kale has an attack of 229. He has 103 base speed, and he's just a little bit faster. Now, as a campaign farmer, I believe it's has to have at least 102 speed to farm, and I don't know whether or not, it's a decision, and it's early on in the decision, but since he does have a better setup, I'll go ahead and do some equipment, throw those on. We got speed on the booth, so ain't no reason why not to make him a little faster. And I will go over here and sell this. I'm not going to use it. And let's give it a little bit of love. Once I hit level 5, I don't have to go through the clink, 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 which gets aggravating. Yay, finally. Okay, I'll just stop at 8 for now. And these are the only ones I'm going to be doing this with for right now, just so that I have a nice heavy punch at the beginning so I can breeze through. Come on, man. Finally. There we go. Yeah, I know that took forever, but that's okay. Alright, now to the campaign, shall we? There we go. And we got Crusader. Crusader has a double attack on his first skill and has an ally attack. Every 2 turns. And the one nice thing about uncommon champions such as Crusader and Sniper is that With mystery shards, you get a chance to pull him so you don't have to use skill tomes to level him up. So, it's a good idea. Alrighty. I'm just going to throw these two in, bounce them around. Just give you an idea. And for the boss.
Having overcome the was upon his orders this meant.
And we get War Priest. War Priest is our first quote-unquote healer. She has a 25% fully skilled up to apply a freeze on her first skill. Right now she has a heal target ally of 20% of their max hit points. Once I get her to 3 stars, which I'll discuss here in a minute. Heals target ally of 20% of their max HP. Heals all other allies by 10% of their max HP every 3 turns. And her third skill gives a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Actually, to start, she ain't that bad. But she can get outpaced pretty quickly. Now here, we have offensive gear. Attack, HP, attack, and we have tournament points. I'm going to get into that in just a second. Now here's some advice for you. In Karat Castle, here's some champions that it would be worth grinding for. Valerie. Valerie is top tier, and I've heard of other creators and other players using her through mid into end game. She is an excellent champion. And here's what she does. Her first skill, she just attacks. Wow. Her second skill decreases duration of all debuffs on all allies. Sorry, I can't talk to that. By 1 turn, places a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. When you get 3 stars of Ascension, does all of that. And it increases the duration of all buffs on all allies by 1 turn. Very nice. Her third skill places a shield buff on all allies. The value of the shield depends on this champion's level. Heals each ally according to the number of buffs they are currently under. And she has a 22% ally HP boost in faction crypts. Now, Conqueror, early on, He has a hits twice on his first skill. Steals, removes 2 random beamed up or random buffs off the target on his second. His third attacks 1 enemies, and if he kills it, it can't be revived. Now this skill right here is good for Ice Golem. So if you happen to pull him, he has some use. And he has a 18% ally attack boost in all battles when he gets to 3 stars of Ascension. Now, Duelist, she has 2 skills. Has a self-heal on her first skill, and has a 50% chance of placing a stun. That gets up to 75 every 2 turns with other skills. She's pretty fun, but where are you going to need the stun? So she's not completely useless. The other one to mention is Commander. Force Affinity, support. Also has that 20% chance of placing a stun, but that's on her first skill. Her second skill heals the ally with the lowest HP by 40% of this champion's hit points. Completely fills the target's turn meter if the ally is fully healed. She can't use the turn meter boost on herself. So she has some utility. As a force healer, if I didn't have Rector Drath, she would be pretty good. But I have Rector Drath. One of the things that makes this character somebody to hold on to is this, and I will take you there. Pop up. She is a fusion piece for Arbalester. Arbalester is a fusion piece for Broadmaw. Broadmaw, let's look at him. Attacks 1 enemy, has a 45% chance of placing a freeze. Places a 30% on his, that was on his first skill. His second skill places a 30% increased crit rate, and at 3 stars of Ascension also places a 15% increased speed for 2 turns, and also fills the turn meters of all allies by 15%. You can get it down to 3 turns with skill tomes. And with 4 turns with all the skill tomes filled, you get revised 2 random with 25% HP and place a block damage on them for 1 turn. So pretty fun to get, but she's a piece of that. She's a piece of that puzzle. So if you're looking to fuse up, then I would. Now, tournament. First 2 days, you get into the tournament, start moving up. First place gives you an ancient shard, second place gives you 75 gems, third place gives you a rare skill tome. These are nice, but that's not what I am going for this. What I'm going for is the 4-piece speed set for getting 1,000 points in 2 days. Really not that hard to do, just takes some grinding, takes some work. Get Elder. You can get Elder at 500, 10 brews at 200, 50,000 silver at 100, an extra 5. So, good for progression. Not going to claim it because it'll only give me 33. So, last bit to look at for right now is your challenges. Going through these unlocks rare skill tomes, ancient shards, books. Basically books and ancient shards. At least for the beginning. And these are not all that difficult. Some advice for you though. That's while I collect this. Blip. If you're focusing through your arbiter missions, when it comes up to, you can work these in with the, like this one, clear stage 1 or higher of the arcane keep. Well, under the dungeons, you have clear stage 3 on auto. So, go ahead and focus on it. They call it double dipping for a reason. Last little bit of advice I'm going to give before I'll let you go for the day is artifacts are important. Artifacts are the lifeblood of this game. That and leveling up food. Food's going to be important, but unless you get gear to help protect your champions and boost your champions, then it's going to be harder to farm up food. My advice, y'all can let me know in the comments below if it's bad advice. You know, we're going through this together, alright? But my advice to you is use campaign to get artifacts for your characters. Early on, you get life set from Carrot Castle. You get
The one people go, they would.
You get offense from Sewers of Arnok, which there are a whole lot of. You are going to get tired of running Sewers of Arnok. Trust me. You get defense artifacts from Catacombs of Narbuk. Durham Forest gives you crit rate, which is good. Accuracy comes from Felwyn's Gate. Speed, you're going to spend quite a bit of time here until you can get a team to run dragons. But speed and crit rate are the ones that you're going to look for the most. Let's go back to the champions. Notice how this boots have speed. Unless you're running a champion, like say I was building Sun Wukong as a campaign farmer. Now his speed is high enough to where I don't have to put anything into speed for him to be fast enough to get the first hit. every round. So, but unless you're using somebody as a devoted farmer and they have the high enough speed to do it, then speed is going to be king. Now see, this boot here has HP, worthless. Has a, now the armor. The armor is one of those pieces that works well, but let me show.
Is there a point here?
Now the highlighted, the ones that are lit up are what could possibly show up as a main stat on armor. HP percentage for HP based champions, or like Rector Draft who needs hit points. Good for her. Attack percentage for anybody dealing damage. Good for them. Defense for any of your defense based champions, like say Armiger or Shield Guard or Zephyr Sniper. You're going to want those on that defense percentage on your armor to give that extra boost. Accuracy. Accuracy is a good way to get up that hold on a second. To get up that accuracy so that you can make sure that your debuffs hit. Accuracy and speed are the two most. Accuracy, speed, and crit rate are the three most important stats, especially in the early game. These three right here. Crit rate, dealing with it, you're going to want to get at least to a plus 85%. That'll give you 100% crit rate. You're always hitting for 150% damage at whatever your attack is. It's a need. It's a given. You need it. You can't run without it. And there are, now I think, hold on. There are champions that get a bonus for that either does more damage or lands a debuff or does something else if their attack is critical. Well, if their attack is always critical, then it's automatic. It's free goodness. But that's all I got for you today. I'm going to let y'all go, and I'm going to start grinding up and working on my challenges. And I'll see y'all next time. If you're liking content like this, then give me a like and subscribe and turn that little notification bell on so you'll always be informed the next time I drop a new Raid Shadow Legends video. And until then, y'all have a good one. Alright?
I think I like this dragon.